All right. So welcome to another Wine and Dine show. I love doing this. This is the second time I've done this, and I can't believe I haven't done this before. So it is January 12th. So the second Wine and Dine in 2022. And before we get to the toast, I want to show a couple things. So our wine tonight is the More Than Muse. I picked the 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon, but they have a 2017 or a couple other ones that you could pick. But today I picked this one. So first thing I wanted to do is I'm going to open this up and I am going to pour a glass. All right. And this is the glass that I'm going to use. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But then I'm going to decant the rest of it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to taste taste it right out of the bottle. And then I also want to decant it and have another glass later. So I'm going to do that. I just take this off, or you can cut it off, but I just do that. I'm going to open this up real quick here.
Just your muscles here.
Yeah. And
I'm actually glad you showed Rory how to do that, Sean.
Yeah, I'll admit I've been doing that from now on. Niall did it because I like to be fancy about the foil, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to rip it off. It's okay.
Oh yeah. Some you can't, but that's all right. And a lot of people smell the cork. If you really want to smell the wine, smell it. Yeah, okay. You're going to smell a lot of cork if you do it that way. So, but I'm going to, do this. And then I'm going to let Rory do the toast. All right. So, and here's my decanter. All right.
Yeah, put that in there.
All right. Let's do this, Rory.
Okay, awesome. So, I'm having the Rickard Merlot because I'm having brisket, and I really like Merlot with brisket. So that was my choice today. But that wine is exceptional, and I think we actually have something with us here as we're working away from, here in Florida. So anyway, guys, we're in the second week of January, and I'm just watching the numbers be consistent and watch everybody go to work and grow. And I'm just going to say, do you know what's really cool about wine is we get it all the time. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November, and December. So I'm just looking at this outlook. January is somewhat of a, we just went through a huge holiday season. January, there isn't really much of a holiday, right? Not in January, not really. Not any big, huge momentum one. And then there's Valentine's Day next month. And I'm just going to put out there, even though there's not a big holiday in January, it's a lot of us have done a big reset and we've refocused on where we're going to go and we've recommitted to what we're going to be doing this year. And we do things based on 90-day cycles and yearly cycles. And I'm just going to say, hey, second week in January, even if you've messed up where you wanted to go, you can always reset and start going again, right? So this is to an awesome year. And even if you've been off to a rocky start over right now. We have one of the most forgiving processes ever. And this great wine's constantly being made. So don't worry, there's more coming. We can always celebrate it. So this is to just resetting, refocusing, recommitting, and having an incredible 2022 and just keeping that as a constant focus so we make sure we get it through the year. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Man.
Cheers.
All right. I'm going to watch this show here. Sean, send it to you. I'm going to eat my brisket watching you guys share all this awesome stuff. I'm excited to see what Marjorie does. You haven't been on here for a while, and I'm always excited what you do in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be great fun.
That is awesome. So let me tell you a little story about Marjorie here. Marjorie, I asked her to cook, and she was like, and I gave her a few dates. I think I gave her 3 dates, and she was like, oh yeah, I'll cook all 3 of those. I'll make an app and a dessert on each day. And I'm like, whoa. Let's just make one. She just wanted to get at it and go. So, and then I changed the date on her. How many times, Marjorie? 3 or 4? So, but anyway, So let's, can you guys see me? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, why don't you start us off, Marjorie? What are you making?
Well, the funny part of it is that, hang on a second. Every time I move my computer, it blanks me out. But the funny part is that I was supposed to have cooked last week. So I already made that dip. I want you to know that you missed out because I ate the whole batch all by myself. I made a green chili cream cheese bacon dip. And I was going to make that tonight, but I thought, I'm not going to. I'm going to make for you all a spinach cream cheese dip that, spinach dips a lot of times have enormous amount of ingredients. And I found one that is really, really easy. And I'm going to read the directions so that you can watch along. I'm already started. It's one package of frozen spinach thawed and drained, butter, chopped shallot, paprika, cream cheese, heavy cream, kosher salt, and blackened pepper. This is a simple, simple, simple recipe. And I'm trying to figure out how I can get you to see what I'm making. So
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be, I've got the onions already going because they took 5 minutes. And then I'm putting in the paprika right now. That's the paprika is going in. And we're going to cook that up for just a couple of seconds till it gets fragrant. I don't know if you can see this or not. Tell me if you can, Sean.
No, we can just see you and your beautiful cabinets back there.
All right, I'm trying. My computer keeps shutting off the view. I don't know how to make it stay.
Is it a laptop?
Yeah.
Can you just point it down a little bit?
I was trying to.
Maybe.
But it keeps. Can you see me?
Yeah, there. That's a good view.
That's a great view. Yeah, right there.
Can you really see the pot?
I can't see the pot though.
You need to turn a little towards the pot. You're at the right height.
There you go.
Tell me when you see it, because I can't see what you see.
There we go. Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Now I'm going to put in the spinach.
And someone was asking, can you use? Do you have to use fresh or frozen? What's your options there on the spinach?
They suggest using the frozen, and it makes it real easy because it's already ready to go. And then I'm putting in the heavy cream. There's 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. I might want more. And I'm putting in the salt and pepper. And then I'm going to put in once I get this mixed together, I'm going to put in the cream cheese. This is a whole package of cream cheese. And I'm going to mix this together. This will take about 10 minutes for it to really get together and meld and flavors join together. But I'll tell you what, it smells fabulous already. I wish you had, I feel like the other people that say, I wish you had smell-o-vision.
Yeah, smell. Rory, can we make that happen? Seriously? All right. Well, if that's going to take about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it'll take about 8 to 10 minutes for this to go together, and then it'll be ready to pour and serve.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. I'm excited to see that. All right. Well, then we will move right on over to Paulette. Paulette is waiting patiently.
Hey, everybody. I made spaghetti. This is my mother's recipe. I call it from scratch, but it's not completely from scratch. But it's not just pouring in ragu or something like that. I'm going to take the lid off. You tell me when you can see it.
Little bit. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Wow, that looks like a lot.
Well, it is, because when I make spaghetti, I also save part of the sauce to make homemade lasagna out of it. Like it's the two things that my boys like to eat a lot of. And what I put in it is a hamburger meat, and I put Worcestershire sauce in it. I use 5 cans of Italian style stewed tomatoes with basil, garlic, and oregano. That's with a 5-pound thing of hamburger meat. And I also add garlic. And we usually have it with just with breads. All we have it with, just the spaghetti and bread itself. We found out we like the angel hair spaghetti better. 1, it cooks a whole lot quicker, and 2, it's more tender. So I've got a pot on for it. I'm waiting on it to start boiling so I can put it in. And then we got garlic bread from Walmart that I've got in the oven. But it'll take about 10 or 15 more minutes also.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
It smells good.
I bet it does. I'm getting hungry already. Great. I should eat before these. All right. So that is appetizer and entree. So now we have, I know I saw Candace on here somewhere. We have Candace, and she is going to, I have no clue. Those two told me what they were making before this happened, but Candace hasn't told me what she's making. So I literally have no clue what she's making. Where is she at? Is she on
I
here?
think she said something on the Skype thing earlier, some kind of tart that she was going to make.
She was on here. Maybe you're not mute. Is she unmute? Is she muted still?
Let me see. She shouldn't be.
Sean, she's not co-hosting right now. She must have came out and out back in.
Got it. You should be able to unmute there, Candace. Hopefully.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, I am making a fruit tart. I switched to my phone so my son could hold it and be closer. So
okay, but we're not seeing
that one. Okay, so first things first is it's like a 15-minute quick. Can you hear me fine?
We can hear you.
Yes.
We can't see you.
Okay, awesome. So I like pre-did everything and I tested it all out. So this way, I tried 2 different kinds actually. The best cookies to use are these cookies. It's just 1 bag. They're like addicting. I can eat the whole thing so fast. At first, I put them in a bag and I crushed them with, I brought this thing out to show you. I did this, crushed it with this, and I'm like, wait, I got a processor. So I put it into a processor and it blended it up really, really fine. And it made the dough. I added 1 stick of butter and I created this. Okay, so then I took an instant pudding, and this instant pudding takes 2 cups of milk. The one I did earlier actually took 3 cups of milk. So whatever it recommends, you just put in. And the most important part is if you have to stir the whole time you're dropping in the actual pudding into the milk into your bowl. And then you pour the pudding over your tart, and you stick it in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, and I'm ready for that part. So whenever and then I'm going to do all the rest for you and show you how to do that. And that's so far what I've got.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Sean?
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
if they're not ready, I mean, I can do it if you would like.
How long will it take? Give me a second here. Let's say some stuff, and then we'll come back to you in a second.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to start off today with, I'm going to give you 2 things that I've found out. So first of all, we're going to start off with Cabernet Sauvignon is what they call the king of the grapes. So it's one of the most like abundant grape out there. And And this is really cool information. I might have said this before, but it is a love child between two other grapes. It's not even an original grape. It is made from a Cabernet Franc grape and a Sauvignon Blanc grape. All right. And that happened down in Southwest France. So pretty cool information out there. The other thing I was going to tell you is, that happened in the 17th century. So you kind of think, oh, Cabernet Sauvignon, that's like one of the oldest grapes out there, right? No, it's not. And so it's only been around since about the 17th century. So pretty interesting. Anyways, I have more stuff, but I'm not gonna let it all out here yet. So let's go. Let's go back here. Peter, you got anything to say?
I don't know. You're being professor of grapes today, so I don't have a lot to add.
Oh, I'm going to try to tell you everything so Peter doesn't have to tell you anything. That's my goal.
Although, now that you've decanted it, tell me how the wine, I'm curious to say how the first taste of your wine is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. So, I do like a Cabernet. It's very heavy in tannins, right? And most Cabernets are. Now, this one, it's very balanced, and it's really hard to do this because I've been listening to podcasts all day. So I have things in my head that they tell me, and I'm trying to put those out of my head, but I'm tasting black fruits, and I'm tasting black fruits. Just don't know which ones.
Well, what do you get on the nose? Let's start on the nose. What do you get there?
Yeah. I am getting I'm still getting fruits. I'm still getting like a fruit heaviness. I kind of thought that I would get more like earthy tones, but I'm not. I'm getting more fruit forward smells.
That cab is definitely a more fruit forward one.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it changes as you get through the decanted part.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It is decanting.
Yeah. And we talk about tannins, and people don't always know what tannins are. How would you describe that? What does it taste like?
It's almost a lot of people would say it's the dryness, but it's like that scratchy feeling on the top of your on the top of your mouth. That is the tannins. And what that's from a couple different things. It's from the skin of the grape. And it's also from like the stems and the seeds and things like that. Oh, there's another word that I forgot. But that's where tannins come from.
And one of the things you hear talk, I describe it usually as almost like a fuzzy feeling on your tongue, and people are going to wonder, why would you want that? Why would you want something that nothing we described sounded pleasant here, but there's a reason they're there. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. So, and this is great for the wine and dine, because when you pair a big cab with, like, let's say a fatty steak, a big steak, those tannins actually cut through the fat and really bring balance to that steak flavor and the Cabernet. So it really smooths it out. It almost makes like a velvety feeling in your mouth. I wish I was having steak tonight. Yeah, I know. You got me thinking that. The wine geeks will talk about a wine being very structured. And that's really, the tannins come from that. They give it sort of a big body and framework. So less tannic wines can, especially when you're having it against something like a big, like a nice juicy steak, can feel almost flabby. And they all have different characters. The Cab is the king of structure and tannins, and that's why it goes so well with that kind of food.
Yeah, I like it, and I have some other stuff to tell you about aging and stuff, and I'll talk more about tannins and acidity in wine in a little bit. But let's do this. Let's head back to Marjorie. She's taking our food away. Where'd she go? Marjorie, how you doing? Okay, you're pouring. All right.
We waited too long. She ate it
on camera because it's hard for me to handle the pot. So hang on.
All right.
I'm just
no problem. To watch the lovely burners you have there. So
yeah.
I'm jealous.
Very nice.
Oh my goodness, does this look good? Okay. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to turn my camera and I'm going to unplug my, so that I can move this over. I want you to see this in the bowl. Now, can you see it?
Down a little bit. No, not like.
Yeah, there
you go. There you go. Oh.
And I've got potato chips and I've got the black corn chips to go with this.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And do you have a wine to pair with it?
I did. I think that this needed a white wine.
Okay.
So what I paired it with was the Moonlight Sonata Chardonnay. And
nice
it's actually very, very tasty.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like it. So the reason she is not pairing it with a Cab is because this is a little bit lighter, creamier dish. So we discussed, and I actually talked with Peter also, and Chardonnay goes great. Chardonnay is a little bit creamier, a little bit more buttery, and it will go real nice with that creaminess of the spinach dip that she is making. So
yeah, also some red wines can usually get don't necessarily go great with really vegetal flavors like the spinach. So that's another.
Yeah. All right. Well, great. We'll, are you going to taste it now, or do you want us to come back to you and taste it?
I'm going to let it cool for just a second so I don't burn my tongue.
Got it. We will be back. All right. So let's move on to Paulette and see how she's doing.
Paulette, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm taking my noodles up right now. Just give me just 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Well, while she's taking the noodles out, let me talk a little bit about that tannin thing we were talking about in aging. So Cabernet is great. It is a great ager. So, and I'll talk about Napa. We could talk about Europe too, but for Napa, the cabs in Napa really can age anywhere from I believe it was like 15 to 20 years. You can start, they're probably starting to get good to drink around that 5-year mark, but really they can age up to 15 to 20 years, some even longer, not a whole lot, but some even longer. Now, going back to the tannins and acidity, this is the reason why they can age so long, because they do have a lot of tannins and acidity. And basically what those do is those create a chemical balance inside the wine. And so the longer they sit, the more that those merge together and they get smoother and smoother. So that wine, if you taste it right now, like even a 2018 I'm drinking, right? It's got some pretty big tannins in it. I probably could have left this wine for another year, 2 years, 3 years before I drank it. But I had to do the Wine and Dine show and we had to pick a wine. So that's why I picked that one. But I have more back there that I'm going to wait on. So that is why the tannins are so important, especially in a big cab. All right.
Yeah, and it's right. You hit the nail on the head. The tannins are what makes it age worthy, because those tannins will mellow and form into an interesting different structure as it ages. The thing though is you start worrying, well, should I age this? I mean, cabs are great to age, Pinots are great to age, but you don't need to age them. When I send you a wine, it's ready to drink. You don't have to worry about it. It's I don't go with winemakers who go so aggressive with the tannins that you got to wait 10 years before it'll even be palatable. So
I'm going to tell you right now, that's why I love this guy. That's awesome news, because who wants to see a wine sit on their shelf for 15 or 20 years? Seriously, that's a long time.
No.
Yeah, no, that's too long. All right, Paulette, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready, but I don't know if I'm going to burn my mouth or not.
Don't burn your mouth. Don't burn your mouth.
Let's you see the finished product. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It's still steaming.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Don't burn your mouth. If you want to come back, if you want us to come back to you in a second.
Just a minute, because that's
All right.
a little bit hot.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now that Walmart bread looks
It
good.
does. For once, I didn't burn it.
All right, Candace, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm liking the sparkle on the American flag there. It's nice stuff.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Candace made a boo-boo. I bought, I made a boo-boo, but then I did something positive. So I bought one instant pudding and one not instant pudding. What I just made was not instant. So it's going to be in the fridge for 3 hours. No. I was smart and I got 4 boxes of pudding just in case. I had never made instant pudding before. I didn't know it literally becomes a bit like it becomes good. So this one is instant pudding, half the pudding from earlier. So I apologize, but this is what, after 15 minutes of being in the fridge, this is what comes out. I put the pudding, like that I was just stirring, in here with the crust. So the crust will look like this. And now I'm gonna put this one in it. So here's the crust. My son's eating one right now. I made him little cupcake ones because he's like, well, can I eat it? And I'm like, no, I need to have one for backup and da-da-da. So, and he says it's awesome, right, Nate? Yeah. Talk louder. He said yes.
His mouth's really full.
So now I have I always thought it was custard. This is my most favorite dessert. They're usually really expensive places and they are very fattening. I do know that about it. But they're so yummy. And I just found out that it's pudding. And so now I got mangoes here, peaches, blueberries, blackberries, kiwi, and strawberries. I'm gonna dowel this one up or just even show you. Look, so I just did this. This is what I did with the other one. Can you see me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my son retired already. He put it on the refrigerator.
That's because you gave him food. I'd retire too.
He said, Mom, because of our magnetic phone, we just stick it somewhere. So I just pour the pudding in like this. I tap it to flatten it out like that. And then I'm going to stick this one. There it is. Because I didn't show you before and I feel bad that I didn't pour it for you last time, but I had just discovered that I made a mistake of getting the wrong pudding. So now I'm putting this one in the fridge for 15 minutes, but I have another one that's ready. And so I can continue. So now it's in the fridge for 15 minutes and it comes out and looks like this one. And I'm just gonna have fun and just, sometimes I care about that, usually meat. But right now my hands are clean. I'm just gonna make it look pretty. And I discovered I had a little slicing thing I never knew I had. So like my strawberries are like perfect and my kiwi's perfect. And I've never done that before.
Right on.
With a knife, it's really hard to do, you know?
Yeah.
By the way, you don't have a slicing thing. If you ever have an egg slicer, that cuts strawberries beautifully.
That's what I found.
Yep.
I was like, wow, this is cool. And I stuck all the strawberries in it and the kiwi, and it did a fabulous job for me. So
nice.
I'm adding all of them. I was going to do red, white, and blue, and that's why I got the whipping cream. And then I just saw all these fruits, and I'm like, nah, it makes it so much better to have them all.
I like it.
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, the peaches are good.
So Candace, I'll let you you put the toppings on, and I'll come back in a minute.
I wanted to share that actually, and sounds. I'm drinking the More Than a Muse 2017. You said 8. I have 17, and I have here. I don't know if you saw it. I tried to show you earlier. All 4 of them. This is my collection. I won't touch these ever, but I have all 4 of them right there. Do you see them all?
Nice. Yeah.
But
yeah,
there's
very
5
nice.
I discovered today. There's 5, but the other 5th one was on my counter to display, which is here. The one I'm drinking.
Right on.
And I did
that's
in my decanter. Mine's been decanting since 1:30. And it's amazing. I would say there's a really strong raspberry. I'm not a red drinker all the time, but it definitely brought out more flavors and like a musky flavor, decanting it compared to my first glass that I had with no decanting. Thank you. You can come back.
All right. Wow. So my mind is going crazy right now. This is awesome. I love it. Good stuff. 130. Okay, so I'm gonna just real quick. Decanting 130 is great. You know, the more oxygen, opens it up a little bit more. You don't need to decant it for 4 hours. Like, don't think you got to do that, because no, you don't. 45 minutes to an hour is probably good for a cab. Pinots, Merlots, if you want to decant them, 30 minutes is probably a good amount of time, somewhere around there. But
tell you the truth, I put it in that. I was on the call when you gave us all that great information like a few months back. Why I decanted it so early is because I wanted a glass. So I just figured might as well start decanting.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason right there. I like it. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what this Wine and Dine show is about, and why we're all here. So we are all part of a wine club, and we get wine delivered straight to our door every month, which is pretty awesome. I love it. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty passionate about wine. I do love my wines. And so there's a couple things you can do. You can become a customer. Nothing wrong with that. You get your wines delivered to your door. You can, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can get 4, 6, or 12 bottles, right, Peter?
Yep.
Okay,
4, 6,
yeah.
12. Reds, all whites are mixed.
Yeah, there you go. So you can do that. The second thing and you can actually, as a customer, you can refer other customers. And when you do that, you can actually get your wine for free, which is definitely a bonus for me. If you refer one customer, you get your wine for free every 3rd month. If you refer 2 customers, you get your wine for free every other month, and 3 customers free every month. I believe you pay like shipping, I think, right?
Yeah, it's shipping, and and if you get larger quantities, you get credit for the 4. So
yeah.
you
So
get credit for a 4 bottle.
Right. So you actually get credit for the amount you pay, right?
No, when you get credit for a 4-bottle mix, you get credit for the $99. If you go for one of the more expensive options, you're welcome to do that. You just pay the difference.
Awesome. Yeah, I like it. So the second thing I got to say about that is there's a business aspect to this. I am part of the business. I love it. I can get people to sign up for either the business or customers, and I can actually get paid for this. So there's three ways to sign up. You can come in as an estate, a reserve, or a Grand Cru member, and you can actually get paid to do what I'm doing, which is the Wine and Dine show. I love this. And you can get other people to sign up too. Each one, yeah, I'll go into how you can get paid. So if you sign up somebody in the estate, you can actually get paid $150. That's amazing, right? And the reserve, you can get paid double that, and Grand Cru times 4 that. So this is the great thing about this. They all come with benefits. The estate member, when you sign up, you're going to get 12 bottles of wine shipped to your house. With that, you also can get discounts on additional cases. And that goes along with the reserve member also. But reserve member, you get 24 bottles shipped to your house, which is amazing. And the cool thing about it is those wines that are getting shipped to your house pretty much pays for what you pay for. It's not like you're paying extra for the membership. You're paying for the wine. And I'm going to be honest with you, you're actually getting a bigger benefit than that because the wine is worth more than that to me. And my favorite is the Grand Cru. So the Grand Cru, you get the 24 bottles. You also get a black card that says you're a Grand Cru member, and you get special benefits with that. So, yes, you did hear a microwave beeping. My wife is making me dinner right now. So, yes. Thanks, Kevin. Where was I at? Grand Cru. Yeah. Okay. The black card. So I attended an event in September, and it was the first event they had. And I actually got to travel down to Napa. I got to go to Wine Ambassadors vineyards, and I got to do wine tasting. I got to eat food. I got to talk to the person that is in charge of the vineyards, and I actually got to taste a Syrah grape and a Pinot Noir grape, which is an amazing experience. If you've never done that before, taste one of those grapes because they actually taste very similar to the wine, which is pretty cool. And they're different. They're not like a table grape. Way different taste, way different feeling. Very exciting. And I got to be at the vineyard during sunrise, right? Yeah. Did have to get up a little bit early for that, but yeah, that was probably the best part of the whole trip. And yeah.
Yeah. Also, you get the 20% discount on all the wines you buy in the future.
20% discount. Yeah.
And talk about the Grand Cru wines a little.
Yeah. So the Grand Cru wines are a little step above. There's something that you really, honestly, I don't think you'll really understand it until you taste one. They are a step above every wine that you've had. They're smooth. They leave a lasting impression. Basically, that's how I had the Pinot Noir Grand Cru that just came out. And it honestly is different than tasting just the regular Discovery's Pinot Noir. It's super smooth. The flavors are more pronounced. Speechless is kind of how I would put it when you taste it. It like just leaves you in awe. So pretty awesome. The other thing I got to say about this is Wine Ambassador, they brand their own wines. So More Than Muse is actually a they have a bunch of these, like Candace said, there's 5 out right now. I think there's going to be 9, right, Peter? Or
That's the plan, yeah.
yeah. Well, and if you don't know this, there were 9 grape muses, so that's why there's going to be 9. So, but they have their own, and then they have Discovery's wine ambassador bottles, but basically they're branding their own, which makes it very nice. You can only get them with wine ambassador, which is pretty cool. You can't just go down to Safeway and get these. You have to be a part of the wine club or the business part of it. So that's why I love it, because I can take this anywhere I go and be like, try this wine, because I know you haven't had it, you know, where other wines, you know, they might have had it. So
yeah. And the thing about our wines is part of the reason you're never going to find them in a Safeway or wherever else is because we're not looking for mass production. Every bottle tastes exactly the same for 10 years and you're never going to get anything changing. When those wines that are made in this, those are made in hundreds of thousands or even millions of bottles of that wine. We don't get anywhere near that. We might get 100 cases, 200 cases, and that's all that was ever made of that wine. So when we get that wine and we ship it to you, it's, you can buy more of it, but that's it. And once it's gone, other than at my house.
Other than his house. I like that. All right. I am pouring this. I am going to, let's go back to Marjorie, because they've been waiting. So
I have to tell you, it is absolutely delicious, but personally, I like spicy food. So I've never made this particular spinach dip before, because it's a simple, fast kind of recipe instead of all this hundreds of ingredients that normally go into it. But personally, I would add some like sriracha to it. But other than that, and it goes absolutely beautifully with this Chardonnay. It is like this, it just makes the Chardonnay smooth, and it just totally took all the edge off of it. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's like butter.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. So Marjorie,
listen.
I like what you said. So if you were to add a little sriracha to that, I would not drink it with that Chardonnay. All right.
I know you mentioned that.
I would drink it with a Sauvignon Blanc or even a Pinot Gris or a Pinot Grigio, something that is a little bit more citric. Is that the right word?
Acidic.
Citric?
Basically.
Acidic. Sorry. But yeah, so do remember that if you go with a spicy food, you don't want something that's buttery, right? You want something that's more acidic to
combat basically
battle that.
Yeah, the other way you can go is with there's 2 other ways you can deal with spicy. One is with bubbles. So any of our bubbly would be great, especially if you added some chili flakes or some. I'd go Calabrian chili would be my choice. But the other thing is spicy and sweet actually make a good. So if you had some of our Moscato, once you add spice to it, all of a sudden it would change it to something where the Moscato would be a good choice.
Great information, because I do remember you talking about that when you add spice, you change up the wine. But right now, this just with the Chardonnay the way it is, fabulous.
Yeah, cool. And a little bit of spice, you could see you're still fine. It's only when you start getting really spicy that you need it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
And all of this is just guidelines. Drink what you like. Don't worry about it too much. Don't obsess over it too much. That's my job.
Thanks,
That's right.
Peter.
That's right. All right. Paulette has been, I hope your food's not cold now.
No, I done ate it.
Oh, it's gone. Oh,
it's
man.
Gone.
Start over.
No, I couldn't.
You saw this.
I noticed a difference in my spaghetti, the way it tasted after drinking some wine. It had like a sweeter taste to it. And that surprised me because I wasn't expecting it. And the wine, it had a different taste, but don't ask me what kind, because I'm just now starting on reds, so I couldn't tell you what it would taste, what the flavor was. But it tasted different from when I was drinking it before I ever ate. So there is a difference with or without.
It makes sense, because especially like the tomatoes are going to have sweetness to them, but with the wine, all of a sudden you're creating enough contrast that you can really notice it.
Yeah. It was good.
Awesome. And your spaghetti has beef in it, right?
Yes, it's made with beef.
Yeah,
Great.
that richness is also what makes the cab play so nice.
Well, it was good.
I'm excited for you, Paulette.
Thank you.
I like that combination.
It was good. It really was. And I've got a big pot, so we'll have some lasagna, and I'll let you know how that turns out, Sean.
Ooh, next Wednesday, you let me know. I'm excited about that too. All right. Let's move on to Candace. Are you still putting fruit on that thing?
No. No, I actually am putting on the second one, and Brent got out of bed and ate his dessert. He said it was excellent. I had a bite of it. He works at 2 a.m, so he wanted me to tell you that.
Well, tell Brent I said hi.
John said hello, Brent.
And 2 o'clock in the morning is not an excuse.
He ate dinner, right to bed. Well,
awesome.
Obviously. Oops, I just one strawberry bakley. You didn't like those. Okay, so look at how beautiful we decorated this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The most amazing tart I've ever seen. Because they're always cheap on fruits, more or less, and
always.
There's here going on.
Wow.
Actually, I have extra. So I'm I stuck a few of these boysenberries, blueberries, blackberries in my dream. So red, and I'm going to show you what white, just for fun, and then blue. Go like this, or they're sort of black, but it's okay.
Why didn't you use the blueberries?
Because I'm going to use the blueberries as well, because I don't have enough. They're littler containers, That's why. So there and here, and this is this one. It's going to be so yummy. All of them are going to be yummy. I'm going to see if I can possibly keep one for maybe not freeze it. Why would you want to freeze it? Because this is all fresh,
Oh, so a little red, white, and blue one. Yeah, I like it.
Of the whole thing in the first place. That's why I wore the outfit. Red,
Got
white,
it.
Yeah. So those are my tarts, and I'm excited to eat this one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right now, you want me to take a bite right now? My son said I should take a bite now.
Go for it.
Your son is correct. Yeah.
And so Brent and Nathaniel both have cupcake ones I made out of these Crave. It's a new thing that's in the store. They're Craven. It's like chips. It's supposed to be a more healthier thing. And so it was a different texture. It wasn't as moist as the other cookies that I showed you. So that's why I chickened out and didn't make it like this, in this big, huge pot. I just made little cupcakes with them. And so it was different. So I really do it. And it literally does take 15 minutes from front, 25 minutes, except if you want them, but I'm going to try a kiwi. And so no one tried this dough, huh? So it's hard because if you know a tart, it is usually hard. And this has been in the fridge, the tart, here for a while. So let's see. I just ruined my beautiful thick display. He'll be gone by the end of the evening.
Oh, yeah. I'm jealous. Holy smokes.
Wow. Good job. And I will have the recipe posted on Wine Ambassador within the hour. I already have it written up and everything. So
that's great. I'm glad you said that. So for anybody that's new here and doesn't know, everybody that's cooking tonight makes a page on it and kind of passes. These are hidden recipes. They're all recipes you can get on their page, and you can make your own. So you don't have to be hungry like I am right now. That is awesome, Candace. I'm excited. Yeah. Wow. And how's that 2017?
Excellent. Actually, because just like I said, I'm not, reds are, you have to acquire a taste for a red. Really have to acquire a taste. So it goes great with fruit. Strong fruits like this, and the pudding is a sweet, real sweet, strong. And then even the dough or the cookie, whatever you want to call the crumble, around the edge. If you know those cookies, the pecan they are just like so.
It's just the first couple of bites that I tasted the sweets.
It's great,
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome.
And makes for someone that is trying to acquire, get my taste to be that rich, and it actually tastes pretty darn good. I told my son earlier, this stuff's pretty good. So thank you.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Well, I think we're getting close to the end. Let me go over my notes real quick here. All right. So I got a few other things. So the reason they call it the king of the grape is because like we just talked about, all the stuff we talked about, but there's some other stuff. It can grow in really any weather. It's got a thick skin, and it's very durable, right? So it can grow in cold weather, warm weather. Cold weather is going to be more earthy, green peppery type flavors you're going to get out of it, and warm weather you're going to get like the jammy flavors, the big blackberry flavor, that type of thing. We talked about the pairings. Pairs very well with steak. And for me, a lot of people like to put like all these sauces and spices and things on their steak. Me, I'm a normal guy when it comes to steak. Like, give me just a plain steak and let me pair it with the wine that I'm drinking type thing. That's me. Okay. So this is my last like hoorah right here. So the Cabernet Sauvignon, when they started making this wine in Napa, so this is kind of a Napa story, and this is like a boom, go US type story. Peter knows what I'm going to talk about here. So back in 1976, there was a British wine merchant. His name was Stephen Spurrier.
Yep.
Spurrier. And he had a global wine tasting competition in Paris. And this did happen. And when they had it in Paris, they thought, oh, it's only going to be French wines. Well, guess what? He made the mistake of inviting Napa wines, California, to this competition in Paris. And what this competition was is basically they have a blind tasting. They have a panel of judges. They have this tasting, and they basically rank all these wines, right? Well, guess what? The California wines, they basically rated best in all categories.
Yeah, they swept the competition.
They're
really good book on that, and a okay movie, Bottle Shock.
I've watched that movie actually, Bottle Shock.
We got that from our tour guide. We got the bus in Napa, right?
That's right. I remember that, Candace. I remember that.
Yeah, amazing information.
Yeah.
Really
So and some of what you were talking about with Napa and the grapes and how the different climates, that's actually something. Different parts of Napa can have very different climates. The further north some parts get very, very hot. Some parts are much cooler. So that range of flavors, the different cabs that Wine Ambassador offers you have that different range of flavors.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And again, that shows why I love wine so much, because there's so many different things about it. Like, you keep learning and it's just always changing, which is awesome. I think that's all. That's all I got.
What I didn't hear from you is, now that you've had the decanted version, how did it taste different?
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah. So The tannins are a little bit less. The smell on the nose is so the first part when I was smelling, I was getting the first when I first poured it a little bit more alcohol. I was getting like a kind of stingy. It's opened up now. I'm not getting that. I am definitely getting blackberries with a hint of maybe like a raspberry or I don't know quite what it is, but some red berries in there, and I'm also getting a little bit of earth flavor, earth smell in there. Man, there's something else in there.
Did you get any like any herbs?
Some sort of food. Yeah, that's what I'm smelling now. There's something in there. It's reminding me of like, or maybe I'm thinking of Paulette's spaghetti. I don't know. Man, yeah, there's something in there.
I almost get like either a sort of a hint of either oregano or mint or somewhere in between there.
It's definitely not mint, but it might be oregano I'm smelling. But it's something. And when I actually tasted the tannins, if I leave this for maybe another half an hour, I think the tannins will really calm down. They're already way different than what they were when I first tasted it. They were very prominent when I first tasted it, and now they're way less. What else? What else did I taste?
And think about not just what you get initially, but how it after it's gone. What do you taste for a finish? How long does it last? Think about those flavors too.
So I'd say it has like a medium finish to like a almost long finish. If people don't know what that means, is how long it stays in your mouth, how long you're actually experiencing it. So the finish is after you've actually swallowed the wine, you're still getting the effects of the wine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very good wine though. Much better decanted, I will tell you right now.
Yeah, I mean, even something like an aerator can help, or even just swirling it around in your glass like this will give you some of the same effect. But decanting obviously does more so.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Marjorie, Paulette, and Candace. I'm gonna call it a night. That was a great wine and dine. The food was amazing. I'm starving. Hopefully you're not starving. I'm on the West Coast, so it is my dinner time. Some people on the East Coast pass their dinner time. So thank you very much. You all did a great job. And I look forward to those recipes. So, all right. I'm going to stop the recording. And how do I do that? Oh, yeah, there.
Okay. Well, great job.
Thank